Today, talking about controlling emotions. I was at work and one dude just wasn't having a good day. And he made it very apparent that he wasn't having a good day. Slamming shit around, throwing the products, like, dude was really doing the most. And it was interesting because prior to that, I've talked to homie, like I wasn't really, they wasn't like buddy, but we was cool, we was on like, we're on talking terms, if I seen him, I would have like a 30 second, 1 minute conversation with, I'm saying, to chop it up. But like after that, low key, it really made me lose a little bit of respect for him. And he was also, a black dude, African American. And it kind of made me see like how a lot of African Americans, especially, how they kind of let their emotions really like fuck up their lives. Because you got to think, like, you're at your job, your place of employment, you're just acting crazy. Like, granted, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe something really bad happened. But even then, I don't think it gives you an excuse to just act any sort of way. Like, when you aren't in control of your emotions, that makes you, in my opinion, it makes you a very weak man. And it also looked weak. Like, to me, it looked like, oh, look at me. I'm upset. I'm slamming shit around. I'm making noises. Like why? I didn't necessarily understand. And it was the first time I looked at it and I was like, damn, like it looks stupid. You look stupid doing it. Anytime you just like lose control, lose your cool, there's no benefit from, like, that's one thing I don't like about like rappers. Well, there's a lot of things I don't like about rappers, but that's one big thing that I don't like. And I guess it's not necessarily just rappers. That can be just like any hood person in general, is that they think it's cool to lose control of their emotions and just act crazy because you mad. And granted, I've been there. I've done those things before. Maybe not to a crazy extent, but I've definitely let my emotions get the best of me. And looking back on it now, it's soft. I think that's one of the softest things you can do, is just like let your anger put you into a place where you're no longer you. You ain't cool no more. Like, and it's gonna make people that are at a higher level lose respect for you. Like, for me, I instantly lost respect for homie. Instantly. And I can say, like, it wasn't even like deliberate. Like, it just, in my head, like, immediately I'm just like, ugh. It's childish. That's what I'll say. It's childish. It's childish not to have a good grasp and control over your emotions. Because here's the thing. You aren't your emotions. Like, people like to say, like, oh, that's just how I am. It's just how I've always been, or just giving themselves excuses to act crazy. Like, especially women. Like, women will like proudly say they're crazy, or that they just got a short temper and all of these things. It's just you giving in to your emotions. Like, maybe we'll make a deeper video on this one day, but you experience emotions. You're like a third entity, and you see emotions. You feel emotions, but they are not you. That's like if let's say you got really upset, and let's say your mom made you really upset. Are you gonna hit your mom? For 99% of y'all, that's not even an option. Like, that would never cross your mind, no matter how mad she made you. But other people will give that same energy a reason to act out and lash out in crazy ways for just because they're upset. Like, I always circle back to this, but no one cares about you being upset. No one cares about how you feel. No one cares about what doing. Like, for instance, like, what if the homie would have lost his job? Just because he's mad. And the thing is, like, you can be mad and not show that you're mad. Like, you don't gotta be going around slamming shit around like a... I'm not gonna say no name. I'm not gonna name names or like name call, because to me it's just a weak frame to be in. Always stay in control of your emotions. It shows nothing but strength. Like I've been hanging around my uncle a lot, and that's one thing I really respect about him, is that he's always in control of his emotions for the most part. And it takes a lot for him to get out of it. And that should be how you hold yourself. Like, it should take a lot for people to get you out of character. Shit, it should be impossible, to be honest with you. It should be damn near impossible to get you out of character. You gotta be in control of your emotions, man. And if you're not, it's not hard. It's not cool. Like, maybe somebody might be scared of you, but like, even then, like, if you actually got into an altercation, most times if you just going in with your emotions, like, that ain't the best way to go about it. Because if you're going to get somebody that's calm, then you're more than likely going to lose. And the thing is, going back to being African American and like how I see a lot of African Americans really fuck up their lives, is that when you're a grown ass man and you lose control of your emotions and you act crazy in public out where everybody can see you, nigga, you end up in jail. And then what? That's raps. All because your ass couldn't control your emotions. And to be real, this kind of gets on a deeper topic, but a problem a lot of African Americans face is grew up in single parent households where their mother was their main parental figure. And in general, women are a lot more emotional, so they lead with their emotions. Sometimes it takes you getting into a different environment, learning from different people. That's not how you lead your life. For me, like, that's how it worked for me. Because for majority of my younger childhood, I was in a single mother household. But even once my mom got married, me and my stepdad, we never had a great relationship. But I know I would always lead with emotion. Honestly, it was probably just because how I was raised. But it's something that you got to overcome. Because one day your emotions can literally end your life. Like, I got stories I can tell. I mean, I'll end it with this. A quick little story. This was a little bit after a breakup that I had. And this was a long relationship that I had. But I decided to go out, and I don't go out a lot. Like, since I've been in Texas for almost 6 months, I haven't gone out once. But back then, I was feeling sad and shit. So me and my homie went out, and I was drinking. Heavy. Like, pre-game, all of that. And by the time I got to the venue, I was out of there. And this was the first time I actually blacked out. This is the first and only time I blacked out, and I will never get that drunk ever again in my life. But I ended up running into my ex. And I don't even know how to tell the story, but I'll tell it vaguely. But I ended up running into my ex. And I just got real out of character. And by that time, like, I had blacked out. In respect to my ex, because things could have definitely gone a lot worse had she not had my back then. But I was acting an absolute fool. And I was drunk, to be fair. I was blacking out and all that. But even then, like, I don't think that's really that much of an excuse now. But I ended up getting kicked out the club. Like, literally got escorted out by the bodyguards. At the point that they were walking me out, I remember there was a dude in front of me. And at this point, I'm blacking. Like, I'm in and out. Like, I remember some of it, and then blank, and then I remember some more, and then blank. But like, I remember getting escorted out. Dude was in front of me, just pushed his ass out the way. Then like, the bodyguard had like jumped at me. At this point, it was like 3 or 4 of them, all escorting me out. Dude had jumped up at me or whatnot. And some people might think that's hard. Like, bro, I just looked stupid that night. I looked stupid. Like, I made myself look stupid. I made my friend look stupid. I made my ex look stupid. I made everybody in there, like, look at me like I was an absolute fucking joke. All because I couldn't keep my cool. And the thing is, like, things could have went way worse. Them bodyguards could have beat my ass. I was drunk as fuck. And it was 3 or 4 of them, only one of me. And like I said, I barely fucking remember the thing. So if they got to throwing hands, I just would have been done. And then by the time I got out the venue, like, there's cops outside, and I'm laid out on the ground, fucking screaming and shit, doing dumb shit, just feeding into my emotions, bro. And it was one of the lowest moments of my life, guaranteed. And I do understand that I was drunk, like very drunk, but I guess that could even go into, if I was in more control of my emotions, I never would have got that drunk in the first place. I was just drinking pain away. Maybe one day we'll go in deeper on that story, but moral of the story, be in control of your emotions, because anything can happen. And you just go off the cuff a little bit too hard in the wrong place at the wrong time, that's it for you. Your life is over. You in prison, you in jail, maybe somebody dies, you die. All because you let emotions control you. It don't make sense. Make it make sense. Deuces, y'all.